Gemini, have you ever felt that something strange is happening around you, as if a quiet energy is watching over you, protecting you, shielding you from the chaos you don't even know exists? Lately, there have been moments when your heart suddenly feels heavy for no reason. Maybe it's not your sadness, but someone else's, someone who's been silently carrying the pain for you. Some souls don't need to speak. They send you their prayers every night, when you've already fallen asleep. Someone has chosen silence, just to keep your world full of light. Gemini, the universe is trying to tell you something, that sometimes the people who love you the most are the ones who never say a word. Not because they don't care, but because they're afraid to hurt you. They're carrying storms inside their hearts, just so you can keep smiling, like the sunlight you've always been. And maybe that soul is still here, quietly protecting you, like a twin essence, connected to you by the invisible thread of destiny. If at this very moment you feel something within your heart vibrating, as if these words were meant just for you, then it's not a coincidence. Let your heart lead the way. Relax. Take a deep breath and stay with me until the end of this video, because what's coming next might change the way you see love, silence, and protection forever. If you can feel this, leave a comment saying, "I feel this silent love," so the universe knows you're ready to receive this message. And don't forget to like and subscribe, so your journey can stay connected with other kindred souls. Now, pour yourself a warm cup of tea or your favorite coffee, because we're about to enter a deeply personal journey where the words that were never spoken will finally find their voice. Part 1. The invisible pain around you. Gemini, have you felt something strange in the air lately? A heavy feeling passing through, as if someone's sadness is quietly calling your name, not with words, but through an invisible emotional frequency, just enough to make your heart sink, without knowing why. You keep living, smiling, talking to others, yet sometimes, in your calmest moments, a small wave rises inside you, as if you are carrying someone else's pain on your shoulders. Gemini, this is not your imagination. You've always been the one who senses energy most subtly among all zodiac signs. Your heart is like a sensitive antenna, capable of receiving signals from souls sending waves toward you. But because you live so much in your mind, logical, analytical, always trying to understand, you sometimes miss the voice of your heart. You don't realize that some of the emotions you're carrying don't belong to you. They belong to someone else. Somewhere around you, there's someone suffering in silence. A family member, a friend, or perhaps someone you once loved, still watching over you from afar. They carry pain inside them but don't want you to know. They fear that if you saw it, you would hurt too. So they choose silence. They quietly bear the heavy energies, the worries, the burdens that could have broken you all to protect you. Have you ever noticed that sometimes someone around you seems fine, even cheerful, but there's something hidden in their eyes? Someone texts you, but never truly opens up. Someone stays close when you're weak, yet when they're tired, they quietly disappear. That's how they love you. They don't want to bother you with their storms. They want to keep your world bright, even when darkness is swallowing theirs. And because you are Gemini, the child of Mercury, planet of communication and awareness, you easily sense others' sadness, yet rarely pause long enough to look deeply into it. You understand things too quickly. You read the signals, but you fear facing raw emotion. That's why the universe is sending you this message. Pause for a moment, take a deep breath, and listen with your soul. The heaviness you feel is not your own exhaustion. It's the voiceless cry of someone who loves you in a way you've never understood. It could be a loved one, a friend, someone you once loved, or even a soulmate connecting with you from afar. They sense your pain and are carrying part of it so you won't collapse. But now, they're tired. They need you to notice. Gemini, you've always been the sign of intellect, reason, and agility. Yet sometimes, being too rational keeps you from hearing another's heart. Today, the universe wants you to open that door. Don't just listen with your ears. Listen through the frequency of your soul. When you're silent, you'll see. When you listen, you'll feel. And when you feel, you'll know exactly who that person is. If you've been dreaming of someone lately, or suddenly remembering a person you haven't seen in a long time, if you've been feeling exhausted for no reason, or finding yourself crying without understanding why, this is the sign. That person's soul is reaching out to you, not to ask for help, but to reconnect. Because you and they, twin souls, are in the middle of learning an important lesson: how to feel love through silence. Gemini, you are not cold. You are simply learning to love through a deeper language, the language of energy. And once you realize this, you'll understand that the strange vibrations around you are not random. Everything has meaning. Every feeling is a message from the universe, sent through the heart of someone silently carrying pain for you. So stay with me until the end of this video. What's about to be revealed might change the way you see love, silence, and cosmic connection forever. If you feel this energy touching your heart, leave a comment saying, "Tôi cảm nhận được điều này. I feel it." Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay connected with other kindred souls. Now, pour yourself a cup of tea or your favorite coffee. Sit down, relax your shoulders, and let your heart lead the way. This journey has only just begun, Gemini. Part 2. The Silent Connection. When love speaks through silence. Gemini, have you ever felt like someone was thinking about you, even when no message was sent? Some days, you suddenly remember a person without knowing why. A face flickers through your mind. An old memory brushes your heart, and you can't explain why it happens. But the universe knows, because sometimes love doesn't speak through words, but through energy. There is someone in your life, they don't say much. Maybe they're far from you in distance, but they're still watching over you. When you're sad, they suddenly feel heavy-hearted. When you're exhausted, they can't sleep. When you go silent, they start to pray. They sense every small change in your emotions, as if an invisible thread connects your souls. They don't need to see you to know you're hurting. They just know, and in that moment, they choose to bear the pain for you. Gemini, this person carries the reflective energy of your own. If you are the moving light, they are the quiet sky watching it. They don't interfere, don't demand, don't make noise. They simply stand between you and the dark energies approaching. They act as a mirror of protection, absorbing part of the negativity that was meant for you. Every time you survive a storm that seems random, it's because someone has been silently praying for you. Sometimes, this person is no longer present in your physical life. They might be someone who left, a soul from your past, or even a spiritual guide you've never recognized. But the thread between you still exists, because Gemini was born under the symbol of the twins, two parallel souls, reflecting and feeling one another. When you're happy, they feel peace. When you cry, their heart aches without knowing why. You both are communicating not through words, but through energy, through subtle vibrations beyond logic. When your heart is silent, your soul begins to speak. And in that silence, they can hear you. Maybe they're far away, But every time you touch sadness, their heart trembles too, like two notes resonating together in the invisible symphony of the universe. Gemini, you've always thought of yourself as a great communicator, always knowing what to say. But sometimes the deepest truths aren't spoken. Some things can only be felt in silence, and this love, this connection is one of them. There are no confessions, no long messages, no promises, yet it exists more powerfully than any relationship you've ever known. Maybe you've thought they've forgotten you. But remember, some souls never leave. They simply step back to protect you from afar. When you feel lost, they send you a dream. When you're about to give up, they make you hear a song that reminds your heart why you began. When you ask the universe for a sign, they are the one transmitting it. They are the channel between you and the divine guidance you've been seeking. Think back. The last time you suddenly thought of someone, and seconds later they texted you. Did you really think that was a coincidence? No, Gemini. That was the universe showing you that this soul connection is real. It transcends distance, time, and even silence. And even if you try to deny it, your heart still knows. They exist somewhere within this energetic plane. They don't need you to know. They don't need your thanks. They only want your peace. But deep within their soul, they hope that one day you'll understand that their silence was never indifference, but the purest language of love. The universe wants you to understand. Not everyone who loves you will say it out loud. Some love stories are written through glances, through breaths, through unspoken prayers. And when you truly listen, you'll hear that love echoing through silence, like a gentle resonance between two twin souls. Gemini, if you've ever felt that someone thought of you right before they texted, maybe you were right. If a face has just appeared in your heart while hearing this, perhaps that very soul is sending you a signal right now. Leave a comment. I know who it is. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay connected with this energy so the universe knows you're ready to listen not just with your ears, but with your heart. Part 3. Revealing the identity and the birth date groups. Gemini, the time has come for the universe to lift this mysterious veil. Throughout your journey, there are souls who have not appeared by coincidence. They entered your life to protect, to guide, and to walk with you through lessons of love, pain, and awakening. Yet, they haven't always been there in the light. Most of the time, they have loved you from the shadows where no one could see. And today, the universe wants you to know who they are. The energy of Gemini divides into 3 soul streams, 3 journeys, 3 sacred types of connections that live within your heart. Group 1. Born May 21, May 31. The protectors through family bonds. If you belong to this group, there's a strong chance that the one silently enduring pain for you is a family member. It could be your parents, those who have sacrificed so much without ever saying a word. Or perhaps a sibling, someone who has quietly carried the weight so you could soar freely toward your dreams. They might be going through financial struggles, health issues, or emotional burdens, yet they choose silence. Because they know how sensitive you are. They fear that if you knew, you'd be haunted by worry, guilt, or sadness. So they stay quiet. They wear a calm face, but sigh in the dark. And you know what, Gemini? The peace you're living in today was often bought with their silent tears. Tears that never fell in front of you, but soaked into nightly prayers. That person whispers to the universe, "Please protect my child. Keep them happy. Keep them safe." And the universe has heard. If lately you felt heavy-hearted or suddenly felt the urge to call home for no clear reason, that's their soul reaching out to you. They don't need you to save them. They just want you to understand and be grateful. Group 2. Born June 1, June 10. The soul friend who never truly left. If you were born during this time, there is someone, perhaps a best friend, a former companion, or even an old love who still watches over you, even if the physical bond has faded. This person knows your soul deeply, and because of that, they carry an invisible responsibility to hold the light for you when you lose yourself. You may no longer talk or be near each other, but they still feel your changes. When you're weak, their heart grows heavy. When you have a bad day, they suddenly feel drained for no reason. And every night, they send a prayer for you, one that is never spoken aloud. This person mirrors your energy. The two of you once shared such a strong bond that even after separation, your souls remain intertwined. In this universe, you haven't truly lost them. You've just shifted to a different frequency. When you evolve, they heal. When you release, they are freed. You are like two stars, sometimes distant, yet always part of the same sky. If lately you found yourself remembering someone without knowing why, or they've appeared in your dreams, understand that it's not a coincidence. The universe is giving you a chance to revisit this connection with an awakened heart. Group 3. Born June 11, June 20. The twin soul and the mission of awakening. If you belong to the final group, the one connecting with you may no longer be in this physical world. They could be a soulmate, or even your twin flame, the other half of your soul. They feel your pain not through senses but through energy. When you lose faith, they absorb that loss. When you're hurt, they transform the pain into lessons so both souls can ascend. This person didn't come to stay in the human sense. They came to teach you how to love on a higher frequency. Love without condition, without attachment, without possession. When you look into the mirror and feel as though someone is gazing back from the other side, when a song stirs your heart for no reason, that's them. They're connecting to you through the cosmic field of energy. Sometimes, this soul is someone who has passed on, yet still protects you. They send signs through repeating numbers or dreams that feel more real than reality. They don't speak, but they are present. Their mission is to help you awaken, to teach you how to recognize love that transcends life and death. Gemini, 3 birth date groups, 3 kinds of souls, yet all share one thing in common. Silent love. A love that needs no words, no physical presence, but always surrounds you, shields you, and reminds you that you have never been alone. Part 4. Awakening. The lesson behind the silent love. Gemini. You are the sign of intellect, communication, brilliant ideas, and emotions that shift as swiftly as the wind. But because you live so much in your mind, you sometimes forget one vital truth. The heart also speaks. And not everything spoken aloud is true sometimes. Silence is the deepest expression of love. From a young age, you've learned to respond quickly, to use logic to control emotion. When you're hurt, you analyze it. When you're in pain, you rationalize it. When someone else is sad, you offer advice but rarely allow yourself to feel with them. Not because you're cold, but because you're afraid. Afraid that if you truly listen with your heart, you'll drown in their pain. So, instinctively, you build walls of reason. You say, "I understand," but in truth, you've never touched the deepest layer of another's emotion. That's why the universe has sent you this lesson. The lesson of silent love. To remind you that not everyone who loves you needs to say it out loud. Not every silence means distance. Sometimes, silence is love itself, taking on its most delicate form. Gemini, look around you. Has someone been silent for a long time? A friend you were once close to, now only exchanging polite greetings? A family member who rarely shares, yet always appears right when you need them? Or someone you keep feeling, thinking of you, though no message ever arrives? That's not coincidence. That's energy. That's the invisible thread between you and them. Gemini represents duality, two mirrored halves of one soul. One half is the mind, analytical, observant, quick. The other is the heart, gentle, intuitive, but often hidden away. The universe is asking you to unite these halves, to learn to listen not only with your ears, but with your soul, to sense the energy in the space between words. Because sometimes what others need isn't an answer. It's your genuine presence. You might believe you've loved the right way, cared enough. But ask yourself, does that person feel seen, or do they still feel alone beside you? Have you ever looked into someone's eyes and seen them smile while their gaze hides a storm no one has touched? Have you ever felt that someone wanted to tell you something deeply important, yet stayed silent to protect you? That's the lesson the universe is teaching you, Gemini, that love doesn't always need explaining. It simply needs to be felt. And logic isn't always the right compass, because there are things only the heart can understand. Pause for a moment. Don't analyze. Don't try to understand. Just listen. When someone is silent, don't assume they've drifted away. Maybe they're protecting you from their own storms. Maybe they're fighting a battle they don't want you to see. Shift your perspective. Don't measure silence through fear. See it through the light of love. Not every silence is distance. Sometimes it's love in disguise. Not every silence means separation. Sometimes it's love wearing a gentle disguise. Gemini, the universe is calling you to master a sacred skill. To feel through the frequency of the heart. Listen through eyes, through empathy, through the vibration of presence. Let those around you know they don't need to be strong in front of you. Let them be fragile for once. And you, just stay there. No words. Just a hand to hold. Just stillness. Remember, no one truly needs you to fix them. They just need to be seen. If you know someone carrying unspoken pain, message them today. Just one simple line. I see you. 4 small words. But they can save a soul. And if this message resonates with your heart, if someone's face appeared in your mind while reading, it's not random. The universe is whispering. It's time to reconnect through love. Subscribe now, so you don't miss the next awakening the universe has prepared for you. Because this journey, Gemini, has only just begun, and it will lead you to where your heart truly belongs. Parfum. Transformation. Turning silent. Suffering into sacred connection. Gemini, it's time to transform. No longer the silent observer, no longer the distant witness of pain, but the one who chooses to be present, to connect, to love, to rise into a higher frequency of being. Throughout this journey, the universe has allowed you to see what you once avoided: the silences, the wounds, the people who loved you through their suffering. And now, the greatest lesson is action. Not action born of logic or obligation, but action born of an awakened heart. You see, Gemini, silence was never meant to make you feel guilty. Silence is a doorway, an invitation to heal. If in the past you've ignored someone thinking they were fine, or overlooked subtle signals out of fear that emotion would make you weak, there's no need for regret now. The universe doesn't want your guilt. It wants your awakening. Don't run from their pain. Sit with it. Listen. Let love be a bridge, not a wall. Don't run from their pain. Stay. Listen. Let love be the bridge, not the barrier. Gemini, when you truly open your heart, miracles unfold. When you stop trying to understand people with your mind and start feeling them through your presence, every connection begins to change. Love stops being a promise or a duty, it becomes energy. A healing current flowing from your heart to theirs, gentle, effortless, divine. When you sit beside someone and simply listen without judgment, without interruption, without rushing to fix, that's when healing begins. And strangely, you heal too. You become a mirror of healing, reflecting light, helping them see themselves again, allowing them to feel loved without having to pretend to be strong. True transformation doesn't come from saying, "I'm sorry," or "I understand." It comes from something simpler: staying, listening, being present, holding the light in your eyes when someone else is walking through darkness. Sometimes you don't need to do anything, your presence alone is enough. And then you'll see this love is no longer a chain, but a thread of light connecting two souls. Every time you choose to understand, you shed a layer of fear. Every time you love in silence, you expand your heart into a higher dimension. Right now, Gemini's energy is guided by Mercury, the planet of communication, thought, and connection. But this is no longer the language of words, it's soul communication. Every word that comes from your heart now carries the vibration of a prayer. When you tell someone, "I see you, I understand, I'm here," the universe hears, and your energy touches their heart, no matter where they are. Imagine this. You soften, look into someone's eyes, and say, "You don't need to be strong for me. You just need to be real." In that moment, love becomes sacred. You're no longer Gemini. The communicator, you are Gemini, the divine channel of healing energy. And as you do this, you'll realize the one who once carried your pain, the one who suffered silently for you, they're no longer alone. Because now, you've crossed the line between awareness and compassion. You've become the light they once prayed you'd find. Gemini, you don't need to be perfect to love. You just need to be real in how you listen, how you show up, how you let love flow through you without resistance. When you do that, you don't just heal others. You free yourself from everything that ever held you back. And somewhere out there, the soul who's been protecting you all along is smiling. They know you've understood. You're ready for the new chapter, the chapter of conscious love, where no one has to suffer alone anymore. Gemini, if this message has found you, it's not by chance. Someone out there loves you more deeply than you can imagine. Comment, "I am ready to see the truth." And from this moment forward, let's begin the journey of healing together. Like, subscribe, and share this video with another Gemini, someone who needs to hear this too. Because when one soul awakens, the entire universe shines a little brighter. Dear Gemini, if you've made it this far, perhaps your heart has already stirred somewhere within these stories. Because your soul is sensitive, you can feel the energy of love, pain, and silence that logic can't quite name. And maybe that's why you were born under the symbol of the twins, two opposing halves existing within one soul. One half of reason to understand the world, and one half of emotion to heal it. The lesson the universe wants to give you today is simple. Don't be afraid to love in silence. Don't be afraid to feel deeply. Don't be afraid to be present in someone else's pain. Because sometimes, when you dare to listen without analyzing, when you dare to love without possessing, you open the doorway to healing for them and for yourself. Let every encounter be a chance to understand unconditional love a little deeper. Reach out to someone you sense is hiding sadness behind their smile. Send them a simple message. I'm here. Sometimes, that small gesture can save a soul that's quietly fading. When you learn to connect through your heart, you not only understand others better, you understand yourself more deeply. You'll realize that no one was ever meant to suffer alone. We just forgot how to speak to each other in the language of love. And your mission, Gemini, is to remember that language again. If this video has touched something inside your heart, leave a comment below saying, I am ready to love with awareness. Share this message to spread healing energy to more souls. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you can continue walking this awakening journey the universe is unfolding for you. Because you were never truly alone, and love, even in silence, is speaking to you every single day. See you in the next video, where we'll explore the new signs the universe is sending to Gemini messages that will open the next doorway on your heart's journey. I believe you are ready.